Hey everyone, it's Brandy and welcome back to my channel. It has been a while since I had a regular sit down video, and I'm just gonna say I'm really excited to be back. I meant to only be gone for like a couple weeks, but I ended up being gone for like a month and a half just because when I thought things would be better, they weren't. And then I started moving and then I had to get everything together. So now I am ready to be back on my channel, obviously, because you will be seeing this video. I've noticed that I have gained a few subscribers. It's been kind of up and down, so I don't know if people actually unsubscribed or if YouTube has just been playing with the number count. I have no idea what's going on because I couldn't really tell. But if you are new here, welcome to my channel, and I'm glad you have found me and liked my videos enough to go ahead and subscribe, and hopefully you will be willing to stay after you see my face back on this channel. So yeah, I feel like I've just rambled on, and I will try to update you guys as much as possible, you know, while I'm filming my videos. So I'm thinking about starting to vlog like a week out of every month, so you guys could get a little bit more insight into me and my life besides just what I have going on, you know, book wise. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. Like I was saying, let's just get into the TBR. So I'm actually going to start with the books that I have already finished this month, and I did finish a couple books for the Booktubeathon. So the first one that I finished in August was The Darkest Star by Jennifer L. Armentrout. The next book that I finished in August is Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. So that's another one that's knocked off my TBR list. And the next book is one that I'm currently reading, but I am definitely going to be done with this by the time this video goes up. But that is The Invention of Hugo Cabret by Brian Selznick. I am a little bit over halfway through, actually. I think I'm about 100 pages past halfway. So I have about 200 pages left, I think. But if you guys have not seen my Booktubeathon vlog, this book goes by pretty fast. So as you can see, this page I'm on, the text is kind of big and there isn't a whole lot of text on the pages. And then I'm trying to think of the best way to show you this without losing my place in the book. But if you guys can't see, like half of the book is told in pictures and half of it is in text, and there, like, the pictures are 2 pages, so this goes by really quickly. I have mentioned this in the past couple TBRs that I put up. I pretty much now, I feel like I make my TBRs with books that I definitely want to read, but then also books that I would like to get to, but I might not, just to kind of have an idea of things that I would like to pick up throughout the month. So that's why I have so many books, and I'm pretty sure that I won't get to all of them. But yeah, let's get into the ones that I definitely want to read this month. So the first one of those that I want to pick up is The Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo. This was a book that was actually on my TBR for Booktubeathon that I did not get to. The next book that I would really like to get to is 1,000 Beginnings and Endings, and this is an anthology of Asian themed short stories by different Asian authors, and this is edited by Ellen O and Elise Chapman, and my bookmark is in here. This was another book that I was kind of hoping if I had time to pick this up during Booktubeathon. I did read like the editor's note, but I haven't actually started any of the stories yet, so my plan is to maybe read a story of this each day. The next couple books that I would like to get to are all part of the same series. My plan was to read a book of this series, one each month, but I actually fell behind after reading the first 2, which I fell behind on that one too. So I have 3 books that I want to read, and I figured maybe if I could read at least one a week, then I could just get through these throughout the rest of the month. But I'm not exactly sure how that's gonna fall, so I'm just gonna do my best. But the first one is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas, and this is the second book in the Throne of Glass series. And then I also have Air of Fire, which is the 3rd book. And then lastly for this month, I have Queen of Shadows, which is the 4th book in the Throne of Glass series. So the next couple books that I want to read are actually books from a book club, and I technically have 3 because I didn't read one of them last month like I was planning on it, so I do want to get to that one this month as well. but these are books for the Wicked Spirits book club, and this is a book club hosted by Lauren from the novel Lush. I will leave her channel as well as the Goodreads group link down in the description, so you guys could go check that out if you're interested. This book club is basically for reading urban fantasies, paranormal romances, those type of books. So yeah, like I said, last month I did not read one of the books, so I definitely want to get to that one, and I will start with that one first. And that one is Trail of Lightning by Rebecca Roanhorse. And then the other two books that I would like to read, which are actually the August picks for this book club. The first one is Angel Fall by Susan E. And then the third book that I will be reading for this book club, which is the second August pick, is Once Burned by Jenny Frost, or Jenny Frost. I'm not really sure how to say her name. The next physical book that I really want to get to is Nixia Unleashed by Scott Rankin. This one came out in July, and this was one of my highly anticipated reads for the year, so I definitely want to get to this one. I'm hoping that I have time to get to this one this month, but I'm not completely sure. Next, I'm going to move into the section of books that I have e-arcs for. These kind of take priority over some of the other reads that I want to get to. The first one of those is Kiss the Girl by Tara Civic. This one I technically, like, I got it for a review, but not technically because I'm not signed up for a blog tour or anything. I think I'm a part of St. Martin's like romance email list, so one of the publicists actually sent it to me saying, I'm not sure if you already received this information, but this is going to become available soon, and it is available to you if you would like to read it. And also, like, I could have signed up, but I went and downloaded it, but I didn't like specify a date that I wanted to read and review this one for, because it was coming out pretty soon, like within the first week of, like, the first full week of August, and I was just like, I'm not gonna have time to read it and review it before then. So I downloaded it. I am going to read it and review it. I'm just not exactly sure. This one isn't as pressing as some of the other ones. The next one that I have is Boy Toy by Serena Bowen and Tanya Eby. This is actually the third book in the Man Hands series, I believe. The first two came out pretty close together. It was Man Hands and Man Card, and I was on kind of a tour for both of those, or not really a tour. This one is also set up weird. I am like signed up for the publicist email list because of something else I did, and I went ahead and signed up, and I actually was approved for a copy of this one. So I don't have a specific date. I don't think I do. Maybe it's like release date, but I don't know the release date of this one, so I need to check that actually. But this one is the third book in the series, and it actually focuses on the third Fran, who was previously married, but I think at the end of the second book she like confided in her friends that she found out, or she thought that her husband was cheating. I think she found out for sure that her husband was cheating. So I think in this one she is on her own with her twin daughters, and she is finding someone to love, which I was hoping they would do this, so I'm really happy about this one. The next e-arc that I have is The Accidentals, also by Serena Bowen. This is her first YA novel, and I am a little late on this one, but I received this one, and I was supposed to post a review for it last month, I believe, but I felt really behind on my reading because last month I moved. So yeah, I want to get to that one so I can, you know, catch up and actually get my review out like I agreed to do. Another one that I have is All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. This is one that I kind of received a copy, like I was granted access to receive the early copy through Nat Galley from, but I didn't like sign up for anything. But I still want to read it. This will be the first Colleen Hoover book that I've ever read. Now moving on, I have technically one more arc that I want to get, or I guess I technically have two arcs, but one I'm only counting because this one actually comes out sometime this month. I think it might have already come out by the time this video goes up, but I'm not completely sure. But that is Smothered by Autumn Chickless. This actually got a cover change. I will put the new cover up on the screen somewhere, but yeah, this one I won actually an ARC from Goodreads, and this book was supposed to come out in July. No, actually it was supposed to come out in May, but because of some things it was marketed as like a YA crossover, but a lot of people were saying it was adult, so they changed it to make it an official adult novel, and they pushed the release date back, and it got a cover change. So yeah, this one comes out in August. Like I said, it might already be out by the time this goes up, but I did want to read and review this one since I did win a free copy from Goodreads, just to kind of help with the promotion on this one, since I do, like I said, have a free copy. I'm repeating myself a lot. And the last arc that I would like to get to, which this one clearly is not as pressing because it has been on my TBR for, we're getting close to almost having it for a year now, but that is Fury Born by Claire Legrand. I received this one in a fairy loot. That's why I said it's not as pressing. I have heard good things about the series, but lately I have also heard some not so good reviews on this one. So I want to read, like I've been saying, my arc before I get a physical copy, because I don't want to pick it up if I'm not going to enjoy it. So yeah, I want to read this one. I don't know if I'm gonna have time because I have a lot of fantasies and I have some big fantasies. As for the rest of these books, pretty much these are just the leftover books if I have more time, or if I want to break up my reading and, you know, I'm not in the mood for something else that I definitely want to read, then I want to try to get to these as well. But most likely I probably won't have the time, but that's okay. I'm still going to talk about them anyway. So I have two more sci-fi books that are on my TBR. One has been on my TBR for a couple months now. The other one just came out this past month, which it actually came out on my birthday, so I think that's hilarious. But the first one of those is Heart of Iron by Ashley Poston, and then the other book is Contagion by Erin Bowman. This is like a sci-fi thriller type of book. The next book I have is Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. This is another one of my Outcrate books. I have fallen off of reading my Outcrate books within a month of receiving them, so now I'm trying to play catch up. Also, I wanted to read this one because it was one of the group books for July for the TBR and Beyond Facebook group. The next book that I have is another one that's been on my TBR for a couple months now. This is probably one of my least one of the books that's on the lower end of my TBR, but that is The Iron King by Julie Kagawa. So the next few books I have here are all from past Fairy Loot, or the past few months from Fairy Loot. The first one of those is Onyx and Ivory by Mindy Arnett. This has been on my TBR since I got it, and two since Tome Topple. Sounds amazing. I really want to get to it, but we will see. Like I've been saying, if I have time to get to it, and if I'm still in the mood for fantasy by that point. The next one I want to read for two reasons. One, like I said, because I got it in a Fairy Loot. Two, I also got an early copy from NetGalley. It was one of those, the first so many people could get a read now copy from NetGalley, or I probably wouldn't have been approved for it. So I want to read it so I could go ahead and review it and, you know, share my review through NetGalley. But that is Grace and Fury by Tracy Banghart. And the last book from Fairy Loot that I have on my TBR for the month is Heart of Thorns by Brie Barton. I only have a few more books left, even though honestly by the end of this is still a lot. The next book that I have here, which honestly I don't think I will get to just because I don't know if I'm in the mood for a classic, but that is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, and this is an exclusive cover, and I received this copy in the Second Star Lit book box, I believe it's called. It's a newer box, and honestly I picked up one of their leftover boxes partly because I really wanted this edition of it. I've never seen an edition like this before, and I've been hearing more things about Jane Eyre, and I've been wanting to read it, and I just thought this was beautiful. So here's the front, and that is what the back looks like. So I don't want to really mess it up too much, but I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's like they're connected. But yeah, I think actually that I saw on Instagram that like just these editions of Jane Eyre was going to be available in the book boxes shop for a limited time. I'm not sure if they're still available, but if they are, when I'm about to upload this video, then I will leave the link to that in the description if you guys are interested in checking this one out. But yeah, if I have time to get to this one, I will. But the reason why Jane Eyre was on my TBR is because of 2 other books that I want to get to. One of them is kind of a retelling in some sorts of Jane Eyre, but the first one is My Lady Jane, and then we also have My Plain Jane, and these are both by Brody Ashton, Cynthia Ham, Brody Ashton, and Jodi Meadows. And the last 3 books that I have on my TBR are all YA contemporary novels. So the first one of those is First and Then by Emma Mills, and then I also have From Twinkle with Love by Sandhya Menon, and I received this one in an Owlcrate box. I feel like a lot of these books were in Owlcrate and Fairy Loot boxes. And the last book that I have on my TBR, I put it on there because, and this is kind of last minute, but it's either a movie or a TV series that Netflix has made, and it's coming out this month, I'm pretty sure, and I want to get to it. So that is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. I feel like everyone on Booktube, or most people on Booktube, have read this. I heard this one is really cutesy, so I don't know if it's going to be too young for me. Reading it now that I'm 26, it's kind of freaky to think about. I'm getting old. Like I was saying, I just really hope that this is not too young for me, and if I enjoy it, I will definitely be picking up the other 2 books in the series. I'm not sure if the movie slash TV series, I don't really know what it is, if it's only going to be focused on the first book or if it's going to like be all of them. So if you guys know that, could you let me know so I know if I need to read more than just this first book to be able to watch that, because it looks really cute. It looks like it's going to be really good. The Netflix, I don't know if it's a series or if it's a movie. I don't know. First of all, let me know if it's gonna be a movie or like a TV series type thing, and also if you do know, let me know if it's gonna be just focused on this first book or if it's gonna take elements from all 3 of the books and combine it into that. Just let me know so I could be prepared ahead of time, so if I have to read more than just this first book, I can know that before trying to start this one. That is pretty much my TBR for this month. I know that it is over 20 books, and I'm pretty sure that I won't be able to get to all of these. Yeah, I finished 2 already. I will probably have at least 5 total finished by the end of this week, depending on how things go and what I actually pick up. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm really happy to finally be back, and yeah, I don't know. There's a lot going on. If you have read any of these books, let me know what you think I should prioritize over some other things. Also, if you plan on reading any of these books throughout this month and you would like to buddy read them with me, please let me know. I found out that I really like buddy reading. Sometimes, depending on who the person is, I'm not always the best, because I know Bethany, she reads really fast, so I feel like I'm always behind with her. But I'm usually really good about keeping up with buddy reads besides Bethany, but she usually doesn't mind because she reads a lot of other stuff at the same time. So yes, like I was saying, I just went off on a tangent. If anyone wants to buddy read any of these books with me, definitely let me know, because I would love to, because it kind of keeps me on top of my reading. And I have been trying to get better about reading multiple books at a time, because I have a problem where I start one book and then I don't want to start anything else until I finish it, because I get distracted a little too easily. But I can do it. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling because I'm just talking myself in circles. Like I said, I'm glad to be back, and I look forward to interacting with you guys and making videos again and commenting and all of that good stuff. So yeah, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you like me and my videos, I guess. And I will see you guys again next week for a new video. Bye.